All right, let's talk about this popular strategy, which is turning low ticket product sales into high ticket coaching clients. It's incredibly popular as far as a concept goes. Coaches talk about it all the time. And in theory, it makes a lot of sense. Sell somebody something for 20 bucks, give an upsell for 50 bucks, another upsell, this, that, and the other thing. Next thing you know, they buy $100 or $50 worth of stuff from you. They go through it all. They love it. And then you call them, and then you book a call, and they buy your $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 coaching program. Problem solved, everything good. Here's the problem: it doesn't work like that. Okay, it's not the one kind of silver bullet that a lot of coaches think it is, and I want to explain to you why. If you are making less than about $10,000 to $20,000 a month, why it's probably the single worst idea you could implement into your coaching business if you want to scale your coaching business to get more clients, more consistent clients, and to get your ads to work. So the first reason why is because there is a tremendous amount of moving parts, okay? So when you're doing a low ticket funnel, and what do I mean by low ticket funnel? You drive ads to something for $10, $5, $100, upsell them to something bigger, and so on and so forth, and then eventually coaching. So first problem is this: way too many moving parts. You've got a sales page, then you got an upsell order page, then you got a downsell order page, then you got another upsell order page, another this page, and then you've got all the merchant stuff that has to be hooked into that, and then you got all the technology to make it work. And guess what? If you're the average coach who doesn't even like technology, you got to outsource all that. It's going to cost you a lot of money, and that's only just to get it set up. Now you got to remember, all these moving parts now have to be tested with a lot of traffic. You literally have to set it up and start driving traffic to it, and you got to see, is the price point converting? Is my sales page converting? Is my upsell page converting? My downsell page converting? So on and so forth. And that takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money to do. So you've got to push through all this money in the hopes that you might even get a sale or two. And I'm here to tell you, a good performing one is going to convert at like 2%. So you think about that, all right? If you get 1,000, or let's just say you get 100 clicks onto that, you might get 2 sales of your $20 to $50 product. So let's just say it's $30. You're going to make $60. Well, if you're in an average coaching market, you're paying about $2, $3 to $5. If you're in a higher business market, you're paying $10 a click. So let's just split down the middle and say you're paying $5 a click. So if you're getting 2 to 3%, let's say 3% conversion rate, you made 3 front-end sales, and the average value of each of those with upsells and everything was $40. You just made $120, and you spent probably $500, okay? So now you're still down $380, something like that, right? So let's just remember that. All right, the other problem with this whole thing is, how are you going to get these people to become high-ticket clients? Guess what you're going to be doing? You have to phone them, because very few of them are going to book calls. Maybe a small percentage of them are going to book a onboarding call or whatever you want to call it after they buy. Not very many are going to. So you're going to have to be phoning them all and saying, hey, this is Coach Jason, just calling because you bought my product. I want to set up a call with you. And then you're going to have to sell them on that call. And then they're going to tell you, well, I bought your $7 product, I bought your $100 thing, and I bought another thing. I haven't even gotten through any of that, right? And so what are you going to do? Do you see the complexity with that? That's only step number 1, okay? In terms of why you should not be doing this. And I'm going to show you a way to do it if you stay to the end, okay? And that makes all sense. I'm not going to contradict myself either. So those are the first things. If you've never been good at writing a sales page and you've never been good at ads, why would you want to set yourself up for that disaster in order to make it work when there are better ways? The second reason why it's a complete train wreck is because of the fact that it attracts cheap people. If you do not have your messaging dialed in, you are going to just attract $20 buyers. You're going to just magnetically attract these people who are like, oh, a $20 ebook or something like that on overcoming anxiety or stress or weight loss or whatever you're coaching them on, right? So you're going to drive all these people, and you're just going to see cheap That sounds good. I can afford that. Now, here's what's going to happen. If you're running ads, the Facebook pixel, which is the AI, is going to know who those people are, and they're going to create a feedback loop, and they're going to go back into your audience, and they're going to find all the people who look like those people and start running the ad to those people, okay? Because no matter how much money you have and want to spend, your ad's only going to get run to about 1% of your audience. You just don't have the budget to go to 1 million people or anything like that. And Facebook doesn't do that. They're going to send your ad to about 1% of your audience, period. And they do that by creating a feedback loop based on the people, in this case, who are going to be buying. And so you start getting all these cheap people who just buy because it's cheap. Now Facebook's going to run that feedback loop and go find more people who are cheap. Now, how does that sound? So if you haven't scaled up on ads yet and you don't have an ad dialed any of this in, now you've got a complexity issue. You've got insanely amounts of pages and steps to figure out. You got to now figure out how to get these people to book a call with you because you're going to be dialing them. Do you want to be outbound dialing people? Okay. And then coupled by all that, now you've got an issue of audience quality because just because they're buying your cheap stuff doesn't mean they're qualified to buy your expensive stuff. And it's never been that case. So these are the first two issues that we have to deal with. Now, before I get to number 3, hit the subscribe button. I create a ton of videos. They're all free, but you're only going to get notified if you hit that subscribe button. It's right above the video here, right above my bald head. Hit subscribe. It should be somewhere around there, around this video. Now, the second thing I have for you before we get to step 3, and then I'm going to show you actually how to do this. That's 100% profit if you do it right. The second thing I need you to do is if you're in our Skool community, which you probably are, I need you to click the link under this video and open it up, and it's going to set up our calendar so that we can do a quick Skool, our ad Skool success, 15-minute free success call. Nothing to buy on that call. Keep the credit card in the freezer. We just want to help you figure all this stuff out, show you what's working on ads to get clients, give you some insights into how we've been doing it. We spent about $3 million over the last 3 years on ads. We know what's going on in the coaching industry. We know what's working in pretty much all major markets. And so if you are not hitting your income goals, there's a reason why. And you don't need to figure it all out yourself. You just click that link, book that call. It's going to be a 15-minute call. We're going to look at your business, give you some feedback, some ideas, some strategies, and we're going to unlock some bonus training that we have that's normally only reserved for our high-ticket clients. We're going to give it to you for free. So I want you to click that link there, and it's going to take you to a calendar to book that free Skool success call. It's going to be 15 minutes, nothing to buy. Okay? It's only because you're a member of our free Skool community. All right, number 3. The third problem is the fatigue. They fatigue, and you need a lot of traffic. Think about it. If you've got at least $27 buyers and only 2% or at maximum 3% of your clicks are buying, if you want 100 buyers a month, right, you're going to need probably 3,000 clicks, which means you're probably going to have to spend $15,000 to $20,000 on ads. That's a lot of work. You really need to know what you're doing. And so the amount of work you have to do is horrific to get these front-end sales, to get them to upsell, to get them now to buy, because you've got to sell yourself out of a hole on your coaching to sell it. Like, what sense does this make? And also, they fatigue too. If people start seeing them too much, they really fatigue. So how do you actually put this whole thing together? And how do you actually do this the right way? Well, the first thing we got to do is we've got to just get the high-ticket clients. So we're going to get them from the ads. We use an ad ecosystem strategy. We bring them into our ecosystem, and I've got all kinds of training about that in my Skool community. And then we get them, the qualified people, book a call, because now we can just focus on the messaging. We don't need to spend a lot of money on ads, and we get the qualified people to trust you. Boom, book a call. And this way, we use the right ad strategy, so it gets the right quality people, and you make your money. You get your clients. Then what happens is the other people get on an email list. And once they're on an email list, the people who don't buy, we're able to sell your cheap thing, right? If you've got this $20 thing or $7 thing, guess what? Anybody who gets on your email list or our remarketing list, so anybody who comes into your world from an ad. We can run these little mini ads for like $1 a day because they've already engaged with you, and run them to your cheap stuff and run them to your cheap stuff through your email follow-ups. So when they go buy your $20 thing and start going through your upsell process, all of that's profit because all the money's been paid for through your ad strategy, through your high ticket thing. So this takes away the stress. And if it doesn't work, who cares? I mean, yeah, it would suck. You want to make money, but what's the big deal? You're still making money off your high ticket clients, and we got the messaging nailed down, and we've got it figured out what your high ticket people are doing, and all the money you make off it's 100% profit minus merchant fees and so on and so forth, right? So why not just do that strategy? That's going to be the best way to do it. You want us to show you how? We'll do it for free. Click the link below, head over and book a call on our free 15-minute Skool ad success call. And we're going to walk you through how to properly do this, how to kind of get unstuck, show you exactly what's working in your market, what's working for pricing. You don't have to do the low ticket thing. A lot of clients don't. In fact, very few people do once they see how simple it is to do a high ticket strategy on the ads without having to become an ad expert and outsourcing agencies and all that kind of crazy stuff. So we're going to show it to y'all. Plus, we're going to give you some free training to help you with that's locked in our Skool community and only normally reserved for our high ticket clients. So click that link, book your call. It's 15 minutes, maybe 20. And again, there's nothing to buy, so don't even bring your credit card. All right? Hit that link now and get over there. And remember, don't overcomplicate it, this system. We just need to get the people who have the money and who are qualified straight through the funnel. A lot of people think, oh, well, they'll trust me. Well, remember, on top of all these issues that we've dealt with, just because somebody gives you money and buys something for cheap doesn't mean they're going to trust you. It just means they're going to go through it and or probably never go through it. Because what percentage of these people are actually going to go through it? You know how much stuff I bought in? You know how many times I've gone to Amazon and bought a book I already bought? Like, half the books. Thankfully, Amazon tells me, or I would probably rebuy 50% of the thousands of books I have in my Kindle because I can't even remember reading it. So people are distracted. They don't make it, you know. So do not do that strategy until you're at 10, 20, 30, 50,000 a month. You're getting high ticket clients, and then we do it through the funnel so it can make a lot of profit. You can get residual income off membership sites and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't come with all the risk of doing it first. All right? I hope that helps. Click the link, book that Skool success call so we can help you out and sort all this out for you because, look, doing this all alone really isn't working well and it's not very fun. It's a free call. We're going to help you out. Have a good day.